welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Jacqui, and if you haven't watched one of my videos before, I'm a stylist, so I normally make fashion related content, but today I wanted to talk about something a little different, still related, but in the last, say, year, I've pretty much changed my money mindset when it comes to spending on necessities, but also things like fashion and style, and I really wanted to give you guys a little bit of an insight into what I've learnt, in the hopes that maybe it will help some of you as well. I'm not sure, maybe you guys have typically been better at handling your finances than me, but I thought it was about time that I changed a few things and I wanted to share them with you. So basically I'll tell you what I used to do. So always worked obviously and have always spent less than I've earned, but pretty much allowed myself to buy things that I liked and that appealed to me, and have always been a very considered shopper and have done research, but never really thought, is this something that I need? Is it something that I'm going to get a lot of use out of? Or is it something I just think is really pretty and would like to have? And also if I can afford something. So what I used to do was have two bank accounts, so one more like a savings account, one access account, and if I had funds in my, well, either accounts, I felt like, okay, I can afford something, I'll buy it. But I've come to realise, after actually listening to the She's on the Money podcast, really changed my perspective. I guess it started my financial literacy journey, and I started thinking, well, I haven't really been I've been saving, but I haven't really been saving with a purpose. So what I've learned after reading some other personal finance books and also watching a lot of YouTube channels here as well, is that I think it's beneficial anyway to have savings goals, but to have separate accounts for the saving goals. So nowadays I have an access account for like bills and that kind of thing, an account for investments, an account for just general savings for like bigger bills that may come up, or you know, if I need dental work. But then I've also got an account that's a fun account. So basically what I do at the moment is I put 10% of my income, so whatever I earn, into that account, but that's after I've put money into my investments accounts, my general savings accounts, make sure I have enough money to pay whatever bills I know are coming in every week, month, fortnight, whatever they are. So basically I let myself play with around 10% of what I earn, and then from that it's really made me consider things a lot more. So because I have a smaller amount to spend now on, and that fun account is for things like holidays, which I never do, never really go on, but holidays, going out, you know, eating out, concerts, movies, clothing and that kind of thing. So anything that really is not a necessity in life, I use the budget that I have in that account to spend on. So what it's forced me to do is be a lot more considered with where I spend my money when it comes to clothes, shoes, bags, accessories, and you may already know I'm a stylist, so typically style editorials of things that I already own sometimes, or buy things that I like and want to put in those editorials because I don't know, that's just what I do. But what I really learned is I needed to change that. So what I do now is, well, I guess some tips that I have is to maximize your wardrobe, so things that you've already got. So personally, over the years, I've been buying my own clothes since I was like 12 or 13, so I've amassed a generous sized wardrobe, and from that I guess I probably have covered the basics. So basically what I want to do, or what I do these days, is play. So I have a day occasionally whenever I have some free time, and I look at the things that I have in my wardrobe, you know, do a bit of Marie Kondo, get rid of some things that I'm not really loving anymore, aren't really my style, don't fit well. But then I let myself play. So instead of wearing clothes in combinations that I would always wear them, I mix and match them with different things, different accessories. If I've bought maybe a few small new items, new shoes or something, basically let myself just have a bit of fun putting different outfits together, and you'd be surprised at how different things can look if you just pair them with different things. So what I find is best is once I've found a combination that I like, I just snap a photo of myself in it, just for myself, just for personal use. And then next time I go out or have a dinner or have a wedding or, you know, things like that, I have an outfit ready to go. Basically, I'm not stressing out that day, like what am I going to wear. Another thing that's really helped me as well is I have a pretty tiny wardrobe for a stylist. So I have basic like IKEA racks in my room, and that basically allows me to see the clothes that I have all the time. So they're exposed. I put on those racks what is seasonal. So if it's summer, I have my summer clothing on there. If it's winter, have those on there, and that way I can actually see things. I feel like the issue with having things tucked away in a wardrobe is that you forget what you have, and I'm definitely a culprit of this. I even just today remembered I bought this beautiful Cult Gaia bag a few years ago, but because of the way it is, it needs to be stored in a box. And I had the box under my bed, and I've never worn the bag. So I've taken it out today and I've been like, oh my god, it's stunning. Why did I forget about this? So sometimes just having things in front of you really helps. So yeah, I think having, or even if you can't have a rack, you don't have a room, or you know, you don't have shelving to store shoes and bags and that kind of thing, even just reviewing what you have. So looking in your wardrobe, going through things, cleaning it out, that will remind you of things that you've totally forgotten you've had. And it's also a good opportunity to get or give to charity some things that you don't wear anymore to clear up some space, because sometimes it happens to me as well when your wardrobe is so cluttered you can barely get through it to try and find things. So maybe making it a little more streamlined and pairing certain things together, you know, types of clothing together, so that you can find things easier as well, rather than just reaching for the same thing all the time. I find that really helps. And a massive thing that I've done lately, and it does take a little time, but I've started creating like a dream wardrobe basically on Pinterest. So I don't know if you know, but on Pinterest you can make a board, but within that board you can make subcategories. So what I've gone and done is created a category for things like pants, tops, jackets, shoes, bags, belts, like accessories, homewares even, because I love homewares too. And basically this is a little bit of like a wish list. So I've only got things on there that I love, like I'm obsessed with, I know I'll use, are quality, they'll last a long time, they won't go out of fashion. So typically with this kind of thing, I guess when you're creating your capsule wardrobe, you want to make sure that they're going to be things that you know aren't going to go out of style. I mean, obviously trends come and go. If you love something, don't feel like just because it isn't a trend anymore that you can't wear it, because I disagree with that. But I think that timeless things are always going to get you more wear, and you're going to look back and be like, I'm glad I made that purchase because I still wear it today and it's held up its quality, and it's versatile and it's classic and that kind of thing. So what I've done is I've slowly been adding and then taking away certain things as well in each of these subcategories, and it's really helped me hone in what my personal style is. So years ago I basically have had a good understanding of what I like. I do have a colour palette that I like to stick to that matches with my skin tone, so I'm, you know, quite fair and that kind of thing, and a brunette obviously. So I tend to go for things like white, black, a lot of denim, love denim. Blue is my favourite colour. I've also started to introduce more creams as well, which I really love, and sometimes some other colours, but that's probably the basics of what I like to wear. So that's pretty much for me. I know that if I purchase items within that colour range, they're always going to go with everything that I have in my wardrobe. Nothing's going to clash. It's going to be really easy to style. So for me, that's what works. So yeah, the Pinterest boards have been really great because it's made me really realise that when I do see things that I like, just on Instagram, because that's definitely a temptation, but if that doesn't really fall within what I know logically that I like and want to have in future, if it doesn't fall within you know, the realm of what I think I want my wardrobe to look like maybe in 10 years, then I don't buy it. So it is a little hard sometimes because you're like, oh, but that would look so great. But you know that maybe your money could be better spent putting it towards something that you really want and have wanted for a long time, rather than something that's an impulse. But yeah, so pretty much most of the things that are on my Pinterest board are more investment pieces. So, you know, things that are from high-end luxury designer brands and that kind of thing. But you can always substitute things with high street brands if that's your thing. For me, I'm trying to stay away from purchasing things from, I guess, brands that are less sustainable, just because of the ethical side of things. But yeah, Pinterest is always great for inspiration, and also knowing what suits you. So not only what colours suit you, but what fit suits you, what fabrics, you know, what's your lifestyle like? Are you someone that loves to go out a lot, so it makes sense for you to have a lot of heels, a lot of dress options, a lot of skirts? I'm not really someone who tends to go out too often anymore. I'm a bit of a homebody, so I tend to like things that are more comfortable and easy to wear. I'm definitely a jeans girl, pants, that kind of thing. I've definitely gotten more into things like chinos or softer pants as well, which I never really wore when I was younger. But love leather pants too. So I know for me, like buying those kinds of things, what I'm going to get the most use out of. But knowing really what your lifestyle is like helps. So for me, I do love to wear a dress if I have a wedding, or if I'm going out, if it's a birthday and that kind of thing. But I know if I purchase things along the way that I really love and that fit within my style categories, I'm not going to be tempted to have to go and purchase a dress as I need it for an event I have coming up, because I already have basically my core little black dress, or you know, dress that I know is the perfect shape and fabric and colour for my style. But yeah, I think that's another way to just combat spending money on things that you probably don't need. Just to be very considered. Obviously, have fun with it still. Like if there's something that you see and you know you really love it, you know, and it's within your budget, I guess, buy it. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but for me, I've had to make some sacrifices to, I guess, reach the financial goals that I want to reach. I guess even with outside of buying things for, you know, just for pleasure, like clothes and that kind of thing. I'm not really someone who likes to go out a lot, eat out, that kind of thing. I tend to just cook at home, so I don't drink. So I save a lot of money from those areas of my life that I would rather spend on fun stuff for me, like, you know, style and fashion, that kind of thing. Another thing that I found really useful that I've come across lately is basically like cashback plugins. So if you are going to buy online anyway, so you found something you love, it's within your budget, maybe it's on sale or it's from a store that sells online, and you're going to buy it anyway, there are plugins like Cash Rewards, Shop Tagger, Honey, there's one called Shop Back as well, did I mention that one? But basically, for not even changing anything that the normal process, I guess, of what you would do, you can get money back. So I think that's really great as well. Like, if you can save just by clicking on a few buttons, why not? So I might leave some links below to some of those websites that I've started using, which just makes sense. Like, you can even use it for things like shopping at Woolworths and that kind of thing. So it's not only just for luxury fashion or buying fashion online, but pretty much anything you buy. So yeah, that's another way to save money as well. Basically what I'm trying to say is I would personally invest in things that you know you're going to love for the long term and that you know are going to serve you well through the years, and that are good quality. And obviously we want to be reducing, well, I've tried to really reduce my consumption of fashion because there's a huge issue obviously in our environment at the moment with things like, you know, climate change. So really trying to reduce my consumption, not only with things like clothes and that kind of thing, but basically with everything, plastic and that kind of thing. So yeah, maybe try and be a little more considerate about what you buy to look after our environment. But yeah, all I want to say is really make sure that you're putting your saving goals first. It's really nice to have a cute handbag or a lovely outfit, but if it's preventing you from saving, you know, for something in the future, probably not such a good idea. So still reward yourself, but make sure that you're reaching your proper savings goals first. So let me know in the comments down below if you wanted me to show you my process of creating that Pinterest board for the investment purchases and I guess my capsule wardrobe. So I'd love to show you how I'm doing that and maybe update you as I go and maybe as I purchase things or cull things. So let me know below if that's something you'd be interested in watching. I really wanted to start basically my journey back on YouTube with this kind of video because I really want to set the tone for how I want to show you how to be a little more economical with what you already have, but then obviously if you want to buy things, how best to go about that. So that's something I'm really passionate about lately. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.